Bonjour, Océane. I'm just here to review the present tense for you. Over the next couple days, I'm going to be going over several verb tenses just to prepare you for the Seal of Biliteracy. So it is just a review of these tenses that you have learned and been using since you've learned French. All right, let's get started. So ER verbs follow a pattern. All of them do. The only verb really that's irregular is aller. So when you're conjugating these verbs, it follows like this. E-E-S-E, O-N-S, E-Z, E-N-T. I didn't put the je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle, pluriel on there. I just assumed you would know what the verb chart looked like. So that is the pattern for those. If you don't know Madame's jingles or songs for all of these verbs, I don't know if she used them when you were a student of hers, but I highly recommend them. I highly recommend memorizing them because I still use them to this day if I ever have like a brain fart on how to conjugate a verb. And I remember singing them in my head when I was like taking exams and stuff over in France when I was studying abroad. So for this one, it was just O-S-O-N-S-O-Z-N-T. And she said it like really fast and a bunch of times that it was drilled into my head. So an example down here for manger, just take off the ER and then add on those endings depending on the subject. So moving on to IR verbs, the song that she had for this one was I-S-I-S-I-T, I-S-S-O-N-S, I-S-I-S-I-Z, I-S-S-E-N-T. So again, just take off that IR and then add on those endings depending on the subject. ER verbs, this one is really like a song. It's S-S and then there's nothing O-N-S-E-Z. E-N-T come set a sail and conjugate R-E. I apologize for my singing, but that one is really helpful, and I still sing it to this day, like I said. So again, take off the RE, just add on those endings onto the subject. Now here are some irregular verbs that do not follow those patterns. So this is not an exhaustive list. There are still a lot of other irregular verbs, but these are just some really high frequency ones that you use a lot. And they don't follow those ER, RE, IR patterns. So aller, apprendre, avoir, boire, connaître, croire, cuire, devenir, devoir, dire, dormir, écrire, être, faire, lire, mettre, obtenir, offrir, ouvrir, partir, pouvoir, prendre, savoir, sortir, suivre, tenir, vivre, and vouloir. So those all have their own specific rules and a type of pattern, if you will, that they follow. It's not really a pattern because not a lot of other ones follow it, but you probably already know how a lot of those are conjugated because once you start using them, you start getting really used to them and like really memorize them. So you probably already know how most of these are conjugated. There are some in this list that do follow the same pattern. So for example, like apprendre and prendre follow the same pattern. Where is it? Right here. And then like lire and queer follow the same pattern. Obviously, venir. Oh, venir should be on here. I didn't add it, but venir and devenir follow the same pattern. So you can kind of remember them like that if you need to remember those irregular conjugations. But again, I think that you probably already really know most of the ones that you use frequently, like être, faire, avoir, dire. You know most of those. All right, so this was just a quick review on the present tense. Thank you for watching.